Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
We are about 6 minutes away from tickets to The Offspring, the Supercharged Worldwide and 25 tour with Jimmy Eat World and Newfound Glory. What a party. That show is going to be Saturday, August 16th. One more show. Why not? Let's keep having a show every day in August. It'll be wonderful. But those tickets coming up here at 8. But first, a possibility that you've been hacked. We'll have this conversation because Kenzie, definitely someone is trying to do something to her accounts, her apps on her phone. And we want to just let this know. Maybe we do this because we have a lot of smart listeners out there that work in IT and the wonderful world of the dark web and how people get information and what they do with it. So what exactly is going on, Kenzie?
Okay, so the first thing that happened is nail glue, because I do press on nails. Nail glue exploded in my purse onto my phone. And so my Face ID stopped working, okay?
Oh, that's a bummer.
And something that's weird is I'm like, oh my God, that means my front camera doesn't work. My front camera works fine. So I don't know what the hell Face ID is because I would have thought that it was your front camera, right?
I think that's where it comes from, the Face ID, your
camera.
camera.
100% doesn't because my Face ID does not work and my front camera works great. So don't know what's going on there. So suspicious number one.
Case, by the way, is afraid of Face ID and doesn't use it.
Not afraid of it, just aware of what it can do. And that in itself is terrifying.
Well, let me tell you something. When it breaks, it ruins your life. Not to be dramatic, but
That was dramatic.
But it is so difficult. It's so difficult if you already have it set up because, like, I really am very careful with my phone security. So I have like I can't say this word. We've talked about this before. Authenticators. Authenticators. Okay. So
Sounds
I have
careful.
like authenticator apps. But I do. So listen. So I have authenticator apps and those use Face ID and they give you like a code and stuff like that. And I have that for a lot of my apps to like help, like another form just so you can't log in with the password.
Hold on. Slow down for a second. We use an authenticator here at work to open our email. We have to do that. That's the only time I authenticate anything. You do it for every one of your apps. You use the authenticator?
Not everyone, but a couple of my apps that are usually like more likely apps to hack, I have those for. So like all my meta-based apps and everything, I use that.
Interesting.
So it helps, but you need a Face ID to get into that. So like I have had to like deconstruct and rebuild and have like all these other things set up. So it's been a pain in the ass. But I swear it could be a coincidence, but it was like the first domino to fall. This is weird. I keep getting emails. You know when you hit forgot password and they'll email you a code to change your password,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
I keep getting emails of like, here's your code because you're trying to change your password, but for super weird apps. Like, I know that people are probably trying to hack people's Facebook and Instagrams, and that's never good. You don't like it to get to a point where like the code's getting sent to you, but still, I'm like, okay. I got it sent to me, like my hospital app got sent to me, like you're trying to change like your like health record password. I'm like, no, I'm not. So I logged in separately, changed that password. And then 2 days later, I got a password change for LinkedIn.
Whoa, that's a deep dive hack.
No, this is weird. The last time I was on LinkedIn was before there was even an app. Like I logged in via desktop and I was like, it was when I was in college because I was trying to find jobs, like as I was graduating. That's the last time I was in there, okay?
You haven't been in your LinkedIn since college?
No, I hadn't updated it at all. And so, like, when I changed my password, I did. I'm like, well, let me throw some more stuff on here. But I haven't needed it because, like, luckily, like, I got the job after college and then I just got other jobs. I wasn't like network shopping.
So did
right?
your LinkedIn say basically your job history was like mowing lawns or something?
like
By that point, there's nothing.
It wasn't a lot.
A waitress at Famous Dave's. That's about it.
Yeah,
That's
there
all
wasn't
that's
a bunch
there.
on there. But
Okay.
I mean, you could tell it wasn't updated for a long time. But I'm like, what the hell? And I just think those are two really weird apps. And again, this is not like, this is someone who's gotten far enough to hit forgot password and get it emailed to me. And it's starting to freak me out. And I've changed all my passwords. I do a good job of not everything has the same password. So even if something got hacked, not everything could. But I'm genuinely starting to become terrified because what if somebody went on there and put like a LinkedIn? I'm like, that could be like, it sounds stupid, but weirdly detrimental because it's a business website. If you posted all this horrible like profanity or something, because it's like a bunch of network people. Like,
Sounds kind of fun.
That's a good idea.
I never thought of hacking someone's LinkedIn before and doing that to them.
Really ruin somebody with that.
This is a great
like
idea for enemies.
but like also just like my health history. Like it's just super weird, and I honestly don't know what to do.
Well, let's be honest. With the health app, they're trying to get X-rays. That's what they're trying to look at your X-rays.
I don't think I have any X-rays.
Oh, you should get some then.
No, because apparently somebody wants them. So
If you have a health app and you had any kind of X-ray or things like that, I'm sure it's up there somewhere on there that you can access.
But why would that be beneficial? I don't even
Because
understand
they're
the health
perverts. It's a pervert, you see. It's a pervert.
Oh, you mean like, okay, I didn't get that.
Yeah, they're
I
perverts.
thought you were like, they're like trying to steal bones or something.
No. Now, Kenzie, 608 on the text line said that your email leaked. And so I think what you have to do is you have to delete your email address.
Oh
you
my
have
God.
to delete all of your social media. You have to buy a new phone, and you basically have to start over.
I don't think that's the only solution.
No, I think that's it.
That's it.
That's the only thing you got going for you.
But what do you do if your and what does that even mean? My email is public. Like, emails are easy to find. Like, everybody's emails leak,
Yours
right?
is especially easy to find.
Yeah, so you have to start from zero.
Yeah, you got to start over.
You have to start from pre-internet.
I don't get
You have to get a Prodigy account.
what does an email leak even mean? And like, okay, say somebody bought information, right? Like, so it's like, oh no, it got sold to a company. Da 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 da. What is their goal of getting on my LinkedIn? Why would I don't understand? They're like, so my email got leaked, and they're like, "Where's your health app?"
Well, here's the thing.
Like, I don't get it.
Rachel from Indiana checked in too, and she said the same thing has happening to her right now. So that's the same thing going on. So you have to go back to the great year of 1994. So instead of sending emails now, if you want to let somebody know something, you have to go to their house and tell them about it.
You have to ride your bike there,
You have to
knock on
ride-
the front door, and say, "Can I tell him something?"
You can't use any motorized device because, as Case hasn't seen the movie Maximum Overdrive yet, he's seen The Terminator, but that's also a movie maybe you should see down the road where the machines, nothing related to AI, just because of a comet that comes near Earth, the machines turn on everybody.
God.
So that's how that one goes. But yeah, Kenzie, you got to start over from zero. You got to delete everything.
I can't emphasize enough how unhelpful it is to work with both of you.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Congratulations. Young lady from Mount Prospect took those tickets for Offspring. Congratulations, everybody in Mount Prospect. Just make sure, I'm not going to say your name because you said keep me quiet, keep me anonymous, because I have too many Mount Prospect friends that love the Offspring. And she's going to slowly call you individually and choose which one of you will go with her. So stay near your phone. Don't take it off vibrate, get the ringer on. Make that noise. We just talked about some security problems with phones, as Kenzie's having one right now, getting kind of a lot of requests for passwords. So a lot of listener help here came up, where you're getting password requests, the code to reset your password. There's so many ways you can get hacked and taken apart today. But a listener requested or told Kenzie you should go to this website called haveibeenpwned.com. Now, pwned meaning owned, of course, P-W-N-E-D.
A word
I
I
didn't know
haven't heard
that.
in I haven't heard that word in 15 years.
Yeah, I love that word. And
I've never heard that word before.
yeah, it was a gamer term. I think it started in gaming.
I guess,
Oh.
Kenzie, you weren't watching a lot of like Call of Duty compilations on YouTube, were you?
No,
Yeah,
Well, your loss.
yeah, you can catch up
I'm the
though.
loser.
So he said, go to this website and check if your email address has been part of a data breach. Now, instantly my head goes, you're going to put that in there and you're going to get hacked.
It's a great scam.
Now, I looked up, I went on Reddit for a second all during that song and I just said, is it safe to use haveibeenpwned.com? Reddit says the site is run by a white hat hacker. Tony Hunt is his name. Now, I actually did a little thought. I said, white hat's probably a good guy, and that's what it is.
Isn't that what the clan wears? I thought
No,
White Hat was a bad guy.
that's a hood.
Oh, fair point, good sir.
Like the black hats, the cowboys that wore the black hats were
Yeah.
the bad guys, the white hats were the good guys.
Fair point.
So a white hat hacker is now this is what it says, quote, a security professional who legally hacks systems to find vulnerabilities and improve cybersecurity. I know a guy like this who told me once he could take all the money out of my bank account before I knew it, and the bank knew it. And I said, that's comforting. So I can't guarantee that's what the site's run by. That's just what I'm finding out in this little search during the Linkin Park song. Kenzie, I'm not saying you should put your email in this website. I'm saying that's what someone else said. Does that
I'm
help?
scared.
Yeah, I'd be scared too. We told you, you've got to go live in West Virginia in a hill off the grid for a while.
What? ever. You just got a weird text the other day. You live in Virginia on a hill.
But I'm not upset about it. You're upset about your situation. And by the way, it'd be fun to live in I'd go back to bow hunting like Daryl in The Walking Dead. That's how I live.
Go back to bow hunting?
Yeah. I mean,
No.
I've never done it, but I go back like my ancestors did at some point. So I'm not telling you for sure to go to this website, but that's what a listener recommended. And listen, all of
Well,
our...
what am I going to do? Hunt down these companies? Be like, don't you do that, even if it got used. Like, what does that do for me?
Well, let me ask you, because you said you're getting all these requests to change your password. Have you changed your password?
Yeah, all over the place.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure we did that.
Yes, I've changed it a bunch. I've changed everything. I'm just scared.
Is it still coming then, those requests?
Yeah, just from different apps. Like, and then I'm changing them left and right. And then now I'm trying to be careful, so I'm changing all these passwords to like random things that I can't even remember. So now I can't get into anything because I can't use my Face ID.
So you're not using that one word and just going like, 654 829 829 829 829 or exclamation point a million. I'm not doing that just to keep doing the password updates because it's so hard to come up with a new password.
You only got
It's so hard
many.
to come up with new passwords
Yeah.
that you can remember. And my husband does this thing where he he has all different passwords and he keeps them in an app on his phone. And I'm like, yeah, but if somebody hacks that app, they're going to have every password.
Oh, no!
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Beautiful song, Papa Roach. The Rise of the Roach tour coming later this year with our great friends Rise Against. We had them in earlier in the year, and you can go back to our YouTube channel and see that entire interview when they hung out with us for about an hour here on the show. It was great, and that show they're doing overseas. They're not going to get to us till I think that's September, right? That show, Rise of the Roach tour.
Week after Riot Fest, yeah.
Yeah, so Papa Roach and Rise Against. That's going to be incredible. But now it's time for Head to Headlines. Every Wednesday we do it around this time at 8:20. We compile all the funniest headlines of the week. And we obviously spatter some of these through the entire show, but this is where we find the funniest ones, narrow it down to two, and you decide what story you want to hear us chop up, get into. The rub is we'll never talk about the other story again, so you choose wisely on the text line, but wait till you hear both headlines before you text in. So here we go. Headline number one of the week. Man charged second time with attempting sex act with Metrolink seat. Now, Metrolink is a train system in St. Louis that's very similar to our L or our Metro trains. So again, I'll read the headline. Man charged second time with attempting sex act with a Metrolink seat. Huh.
Must have been a good-looking seat.
That's your first thought?
Yeah.
That makes me never want to sit in public again.
But here's the thing. You fool me once, shame on me. Second time, that seat must have been doing something.
Way to victim blame the seat.
Yeah, what was
You
the
should be
seat wearing?
disgusted.
The seat was asking for it.
Rude.
Yeah, short skirt, huh?
That's right.
Yeah, you were asking for it. Wow. That's headline one. If you like that one, you want to hear more about that story, 312-591-8300. That would be headline one you put in the text. But not before you hear headline number two, which is also perverted. Student sets school on fire trying to hide inflatable girlfriend from roommate.
What is happening?
Wow.
Kenzie, any notes for humanity after hearing these two headlines?
Maybe we should just cancel Head to Headlines. You know what I mean? I think we should all go home and reflect.
Well, this shows the loneliness out there, both these stories. Shows the loneliness out there and people just trying to cope with it different ways. A train seat or an inflatable girlfriend.
I was going to say, speak for yourself. They have people. They have things at the very least.
Well, again, this headline says, student sets school on fire trying to hide inflatable girlfriend. Didn't work out so well, but that's headline two if you want to hear more about that story. So text in headline number one or headline number two during Local H. When we come back, we'll let you which one wins, and then we'll break down that story completely for you. Remember, we'll never talk about the other story again. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and it's Head to Headlines. Every Wednesday at 8:20 we do it. We narrow down the funniest headlines of the week, give you two of them, and then you choose which one you want us to break down, which headline you love the most. The rub is we'll never talk about the other story again. The horror. But here are the headlines, and we'll let you know who won. So headline number one was, man charged second time with attempting sex act with a Metrolink seat, which is a train in St. Louis that takes you from the airport like our Metro or our L train. Again, I really accentuate second time in there.
Must have been
You
a good
really
looking
think
seat.
he wouldn't have been allowed back on public transit? Like, even if he was freed, it would be like, no public transit for you, though.
Yeah, but me personally, I'm all for second chances. Now, if I saw him trying to do whatever he was because it says sex act with a seat,
Yeah.
I'd probably say, hey, don't do that. The next time you come on the train, don't do that.
Hey, come on now.
Pull your pants
Come
up,
on now.
for God's sakes. And then if I saw him again, I'm like, bro, come on.
We talked about this.
No more second chances. Third chances, I should say. That's headline one. And headline number two was also in a perverted form. But then again, I shouldn't say that. That's a little judgy. Student sets school on fire trying to hide, quote, inflatable girlfriend from roommate.
Dare you judge him? How dare you?
I've said it to myself. You're right. How dare me? How dare me
I'm
for
sure
doing
he had
that?
a good reason to endanger everybody over an inflatable balloon girl.
Listen, before we tell you who won, I think everybody has thought about, maybe I should buy an inflatable girlfriend. Every guy has said that, I mean. I think everybody's thought about it.
I just feel like that'd be very noisy. Wouldn't that suck?
What do you mean noisy? Like
I think
squeaking?
Yeah.
Like a balloon going, how do you make a balloon sound? How do you make
like,
that?
that sucks.
Well,
The sound of it.
Well, I think if you're at a stage where you have the inflatable girlfriend, it's not like you are going to bother anybody with the noise. That means you're probably living alone.
Now,
But wouldn't it bother you? Wouldn't the noise bother you?
I think it'd be the least of my problems.
Ugh.
so you think it sounds like,
Squeak, 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 like a windbreaker coming your way.
you think it sounds like I'm trying to get the sound.
What do
up
you
here.
have on you that can make that sound?
Oh, I hate that sound. Oh.
Oh, see? The sound would bother you. Now, Case, get hard at the same time. Do
Don't have
it
to
right
ask me
now.
Twice.
Do it right now.
Yes, ma'am.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's the balloon sound. All right, that's gone. We won't do it anymore. Sorry, it's gone. That's what an inflatable girlfriend might sound like. So, the winner was student sets school on fire trying to hide inflatable girlfriend from roommate, by the way. So remember, it says from roommate. When you're saying if you're alone, you know what's going to happen there. No, not alone.
I apologize.
Not alone.
So let's get into it. Here it is, the winner of Head to Headlines today. A technology student is being mocked on Chinese social media for setting fire to his dorm while trying to hide his, quote, inflatable girlfriend from his roommate who returned early.
But he heard him down the hallway, I'd say that much.
How do you explain that? No. It's my first time. It was for you. It came in the mail by mistake. I thought I'd just try it.
He's like, you have a sign up that says happy anniversary.
Oh, boy. That's a rough first sentence there. Being caught with your pants down is one thing, but one student, it says, couldn't stand the thought of being caught with an inflatable doll, so he decided to set it on fire. Now, just think about that for a second. You do panic in situations like that. And I assume he pulled his pants up first. I assume he tried to deflate it really quick, maybe. I don't think setting on fire would be my first thought. And also, do you have gasoline and a lighter nearby while you're doing that?
I was just going to say, how did the guy return early and this guy had time to unmount his girlfriend, the plastic balloon, and set it on fire, pull his pants up before the guy saw?
It seems extreme. And
It also seems like he already saw, so he just started a fire afterwards.
Let's hear more of the story. If when he walked in, if they say that and then he set it on fire, which is really too late. This happened from the South China Morning Post, and a student enrolled at China's University of Technology was thrown into a panic after his roommate returned unexpectedly. Every guy listening right now can relate to this situation. I'm not saying with an inflatable.
What?
When you're doing something alone and
Or with somebody, in my case.
I'm talking about.
Okay, Case, calm down.
Well, hey, it's not to tell tales out of school here.
Well, I think when you're with somebody, it's not embarrassing. When you're alone, no matter what, it's embarrassing.
I would argue still embarrassing.
When you're with somebody?
And somebody else walks in?
Was it like your cousin or something?
No, Kenzie, I was not sleeping with my cousin.
I'm just asking, you were so embarrassed by it.
No, she was asking me if I was sleeping with my cousin, not if my cousin walked in.
I thought she meant if your cousin walked in.
No, I thought I was sleeping with it.
If I slept with my cousin.
Well, why are you so embarrassed about sleeping with somebody? I was just guessing. Sorry.
It's actually clout.
No offense.
Not sleeping with your cousin. If your cousin walked in and you're sleeping with somebody, that would be clout.
Yeah, my cousin was
Brian
really
wishes
cool.
he could have slept with his cousin.
No.
Brian's like, man, that'd be some clout.
No, that's
if I
not
was
true.
able to hook up with my-
That is not true. No. Okay, let's get back to the story. We're going to go off track.
I still don't know who slept with their cousin or not.
This guy slept with an inflatable doll. Your roommate returned unexpectedly, rushing into the hallway. The student tried to burn the doll. So I assume that, to your point, Kenzie, he walked in, saw, but he just ran out super quick because maybe he heard the key in the door. So maybe the roommate didn't see what was going on. He rushed into the hallway and tried to burn the doll. Again, I wonder
Well,
how.
now you're in the hallway. Can't more people see the doll?
I assume his pants are up at this point and not still part of the doll.
Well, now you're in public with the doll. This is just getting worse.
So, again, I'm just fascinated with the amount of flammable materials he had nearby to burn a doll. Maybe he was ready for this.
You think he could have just popped it, maybe?
Yeah, this was his backup plan the whole time. So he went into the hallway. He tried to light the doll on fire. Of course, that lit the entire dorm on fire somehow. The fire alarm went off. So then everybody goes outside, and he has to go outside. So once the fire broke out, security guards, they called the fire department to deal with the blaze. Now, something he tried just to have his roommate not see, the entire school, fire department, the entire city now has seen.
We're talking about it in a Chicago morning radio show. This is his worst nightmare. This is like a movie.
Now, pour one out. There was no property losses or casualties, which is very good.
Except the inflatable girlfriend, R.I.P.
Yeah. I wonder what it looked like. Did you get it? You can get celebrity look-alike inflatable dolls, I've heard.
Very interesting. Very interesting anecdote to add that was not needed.
Well, those real dolls.
I bet $1 million he's got a Courtney Love one at home. I bet $1 million.
Oh, would Courtney Love be your pick? If you had to buy a doll, let's see it. Let's see what's out there.
Why don't you go first, see what's out there?
What are the options? And then can I guess what Brian would pick if you see the option?
It wouldn't be Courtney Love, just for your guess on that. Good guess, Kenzie, but it wouldn't be my pick.
It would be the girl from Showgirls.
Oh, Elizabeth Berkley,
See,
Saved by the Bell, Showgirls. That's her resume. That's it. As far as I know.
That was it.
What else is out there, Casey?
are you seeing any celebrity blow-up dolls? What's taking you so long?
I can't wait to see your targeted ads after this.
I'm
to
sorry.
search.
I can't find my bookmarks. Normally I have this saved so quickly.
How are you going to explain this to your girlfriend when all these targeted ads come out for real dolls?
Trust me, it's the least of her concerns.
You can just get anybody's face on a blow-up doll. It's on Etsy right now.
Oh, by the way, before we'll get this information, then I'll read the last sentence of this story and have the headlines that you have to hear.
Do you want Rihanna, Adele, Dua Lipa, or Katy Perry? Those are the ones that I'm saying.
Dua Lipa
Yeah.
or Katy Perry, I've narrowed it down to already in my head. And since I watch American Idol, and I love Katy Perry, but American Idol's made me sour on her too much.
You don't need to defend Katy Perry.
Please don't pick Dua Lipa.
That's who I picked.
Ugh.
You don't like her?
It's not that. It's just she's like really young. Everybody else was much more age
She's
appropriate for
over.
you.
She's over 21. She's in her 20s.
Over 21.
What the hell? What am I supposed to pick? A 40-year-old?
I can't wait till somebody meets Harper when she's 21. He's like, what's the big deal?
We're not
This is a
talking
girl-
about that situation. We're talking about me.
She's 29. That's fair
She's
game.
29.
Yeah, basically,
What are you talking about?
basically 50.
Yeah, exactly.
According to Brian.
All right, so by the way, let's get to the final word in this story where the poor guy tried to burn his inflatable doll to hide it from his roommate. His roommate came home unexpectedly, and he burned down the dorm. So the school had to issue something after this saying these statement right here. Please do not use open flames to handle silicone items or other flammable materials in the building. Items that are no longer needed can be disposed of in the rubbish bin. They had to release that statement after this.
How about just, I can't believe how specific they made that. They should have said, please don't start any items on fire in the dorm. Not just silk.
They could have even made it more specific and said, don't sleep with blow-up dolls in the dorm and then try to burn them when your roommate comes home unexpectedly. Jeff! They could have just said that.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.